Hello everybody. This is an astrological forecast for Aries for September of 2012. And this also applies if you have an Aries ascendant. So Aries, much happening this month in your home, in your work, particularly in your relationships. That's going to come under strong focus. So let's look at the first week of this month. The first week of this month we've got the Sun conjunct Mercury in your 6th house of work. That's a wonderful time for sending out emails, job applications, signing contracts. It's a good time for any kind of paperwork, anything that involves concentration, and also good for new ideas, and also planning for the future in your work area. That's the first week of the month. The second week of the month, we've got Venus going into your 5th house. Well, this is a wonderful time for romance. For those of you that want to get into a relationship, Venus into your 5th house, when this happens, Aries, this is when you really could meet that special person. If you're already in a relationship, do something nice with your partner. Treat them to something. Do something very romantic. Venus in that 5th house is also wonderful for your creativity, for doing something that you really enjoy. Could be playing games, doing sport, inventing a game. Whatever it is, it's about pleasure, enjoying, and it's in that house for the last 3 weeks of the month. So really make sure you focus on the things that you enjoy, and the things that you can enjoy as well can also bring you money, because Venus very much is also making a trine to Uranus in the 2nd week of the month, which stimulates love relationships. Try not to be too impatient with your loved ones. Can be a bit of impatience with that Uranus energy, but also you could have an adventure with somebody. Just spontaneously meet somebody and do something exciting with them. The 3rd week of the month, well, we've got Mercury opposite to Uranus from your 7th to your 1st house. So as I said, there's a lot going on with relationships. This could be a sudden flare-up with somebody. You have words and then it's over. Now with Saturn going through this 7th house of relationship for you, Aries, it's been there for 2.5 years. You'll be relieved to know that after October the 6th, it's out of that house. So I'm anticipating that this month there could well be some endings, some completions to relationships. And maybe during this 2.5-year period, you have had some completions and now you're really coming to terms with it. You are actually achieving closure. You're saying, right, now I really feel as though I can move on. So relationships that have survived this transit, however, will come through it stronger than ever. You've probably gone through some heavy, intense learning experiences, but you've probably come out of it better than ever. Some of you may feel isolated, may feel as though that Saturn has isolated you from people and you've not met somebody special or important. As long as you've learned the lessons of Saturn, for each one of us it's different. For you in this relationship house, it's got to have been to do with the balance of give and take in a relationship. Are you giving? Are you receiving? Have you blurred some boundaries? Is somebody controlling you? All these questions, if you've learned these lessons, then Saturn moves on and frees you to have healthier and happier relationships. We've also got this month Mars in your 8th house. So good time for pushing forward with anything to do with finances, particularly joint finances, for you to really push for what it is that you want in a situation. If you're fighting for some insurance payout or a bank payout, now's the time to push forward with Mars in that house. We've got Mars square to Venus as well in the 3rd week of the month, so could be a little bit of an altercation with somebody of the opposite sex, but it can also be a very strong attraction to somebody of the opposite sex. Last week of the month, we've got Sun opposite Uranus. This could be a surprising event happening, especially connected possibly to business. Something connected maybe with a business partner or even a business opportunity coming to you through somebody else that you just never anticipated. We've also got this month very strongly the square from Pluto to Uranus. So Uranus in your sign, Aries, square to Pluto in your 10th house. So very much a time where you probably, if you're not feeling freedom, you're not feeling able to be the individual that you are in your workplace, I think some fireworks are going to fly. You're going to start, that frustration is going to get stronger. You may need to break out, and you may need to break out and get into business on your own. You may need to beware of people in authority. You may have to stand up to people in authority. You may have to risk your job and your position for your ideals and your beliefs. It's going to be pretty strong. It actually is at its peak on the 19th of September. That's when it's exact. But it's still very strong for you all of the month. Last week in the month is particularly good for business. We've got a trine from Jupiter through to Mercury. So very good for signing a contract or getting into a new deal. Also good for buying and selling anything, importing and exporting. Very good for that in the last week of the month. So there you have it, Aries. I think it's going to be a strong month as far as relationships are concerned. And at the very end of the month, we've got a full moon in your sign. Full moon at 7 degrees in your first house. So very important to be sensitive to your own needs. What is it I'm needing? Now, people say very often, you know, Aries, me, myself and I. Not all of you are like that. But this month, particularly at the end of the month, it's going to shine a light on you saying, well, do I really have the things that I want in my life? And what are the changes I now need to make in order to start having more of the things that I really want? You also may feel extremely sensitive and very intuitive that last week of the month. Really trust that intuition, especially on the 30th, because that's when the full moon is lighting up in your sign. So I wish you a great month, and I'm always delighted to hear from you. Thank you for rating, favoriting the videos, communicating, signing up for the newsletter, whatever it is. I'm always delighted to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.